Ravensburger has a title that I want to share with you. Horrified, American Monsters. This is for 1 to 5 players ages 10 and up and should take approximately 60 minutes to play. Horrified, American Monsters is a standalone game that features gameplay similar to 2019's Horrified, which challenged players to overcome the universal monsters of classic films. In this cooperative game, you face off against classic American nightmarish beasts, such as Bigfoot, Mothman, the Jersey Devil, the Chupacabra, the Banshee of the Badlands, and the Ozark Howler. The more creatures in the game, the harder the challenge, with players needing to use their unique powers to figure out how to defeat each monster. And that's the publisher description. Now, I have played a ton of Horrified Universal Monster games. I love it. It is a fabulous game. I understand why everyone was bragging about it and talking about it once I had it to the table. So knowing that there is a standalone expansion, as well as rumors of other things happening in the Horrified universe of games, so to speak, I got really excited. And this deals with cryptids. Pardon my overdramatic pronunciation. This does deal with cryptozoology. And I am really fascinated because there isn't enough games. I don't think there are enough games on the market that deal with this subject. It's a very niche subject that hasn't been tapped enough. And to see a game entirely about it, which it's not the first, but to see a game entirely about these cryptids, I absolutely love. And so right away, I knew because of those two reasons that it was going to be on my radar. And the simple fact that it is a Horrified game. I'm already familiar with it. I know the rules. I understand the rules. So going into this, I have that sort of as an advantage, you could say, appealed even more to me. Opponent-wise, the miniatures in the first Horrified game, Universal Monsters, were okay. I didn't think they were great. I've seen a lot better. They were okay. The miniatures in this, they look like they've learned their lesson, so to speak, and they upped the ante on the miniatures cut and carvings and how they look. And that's amazing, because that helps pull you into a game even more, I think, when you can see something that looks that nice, that good. So I'm excited because of the miniatures. Another thing that I've been reading about is that this game is a little bit more complex than the previous game, such that they sort of learn from some of their mistakes a little bit. If you want to call them mistakes, that might be a little harsh, but they learned from some of the things that they did in the first game, Universal Monsters, and tweaked a little bit going into this game with how they handled the American monsters, the cryptids. So I'm also looking forward to getting into the table and playing it to see how the monsters actually feel, how they act, how they react, what it takes to deal with them. That's really gotten me excited. So I'm looking forward to seeing the new monsters, everything about them, the way they rule, the way they play, and the way they look. Everything that Ravensburger is doing so far that I've seen and what I've experienced with the Horrified game system has been impressing me. I am very much looking forward to the American Monsters, as well as whatever else they have coming down the pipe, whether it's expansions for these two games or another one completely all on its own, the way American Monsters is a standalone. So I'm there. I'm in this ride to the end. So please check this out, because these Horrified games are really fun, great cooperative games. Get some more information on it and come to your own conclusion. But mine is, this deserves a spot on the radar, on my shelf, and on my table.